Okay, sportsbubbler.com here at the Milwaukee Mile with Indy Car racer Scott Dixon. Scott, welcome back to Milwaukee. Raced here 7 times. Tell me about the track here in Milwaukee.
It's for me, it's a bit of a love-hate relationship. You know, I've had good years here and some pretty bad ones. Actually, I think probably the worst day of my racing career life here. So it comes and goes. But this track is one of the toughest circuits that we go to. I think if you ask any one of our any one of the IndyCar drivers, it's a place that I'd love to win. You know, it's a day when you race here and you win this race, you've worked very hard for it, and I think a lot of us respect the place and the history that it has.
What do we expect to see out of you come Indy 500 time?
I hope a victory. We've had a great start to the year. I think we've led almost 50% of the laps this year, and both myself and my teammate Dan have been strong. He won last weekend. We won earlier at Homestead. I just hope that we have a clean month. But to be frank, we just want to win, man. That's what it comes down to.
In the overall point standings, you're right behind Elio Castroneves. Now that he's on Dancing with the Stars, are you embarrassed to be behind him?
He dances he doesn't dance like a girl. So, hey, I've always said, I could only go on that show if I was probably drunk. So, I got to give it to him. He gets up in front there and he dances really well. More than I could do, man. I'd find that tough. What about you?
Not me. No. Looking at last week's race, he finished 3rd behind Danica Patrick. Obviously, that brought a lot of attention to the series. The advertising dollars are up. The interest is up. How do you think that does for the sport?
It's all good. It's all positive. I think on the day you find it tough because you wanted to win the race just as much. But I think for Danica it was a 50 or 60 streak, race streak there without winning, and obviously took a lot of weight off her shoulders. And I think it's great for the sport. Any time they bring more attention to the sport, that's all of us. And I can't see it being anything less than positive.
When you saw her cut in front of you during the race, do you find yourself yelling about women drivers, hey lady, get off your cell phone, anything like that? Because that's what I do.
She didn't pass me, man. I was in the pits having to get fuel. It came down to a fuel race, so I didn't get past. But no, you can't. It was bound to happen. You give it enough time, she was going to win a race.
When you see several drivers leaving to go to NASCAR, Montoya, etc., you've done a little bouncing around. What do you think makes this series different? What stands out for you?
I think now with the merge and the amount of cars and the hype around it, the IndyCar for me, single-seater racing, it's the biggest form of single-seater racing that we have in America, and that's what I grew up doing and that's what I love. So for all of us, I think that's what it is. For those guys in doing NASCAR, that's it's something that you can't rule out. It's just a different kind of competition, but we have great accessibility to all the drivers. We have great racing. We go to a lot of great places and things like that. So there's a lot of positives about our series.
They say you're born in Australia, but you're from New Zealand. When did you make that switch?
All my family's from New Zealand. They were living in Australia at the time, and when did we move back home? I think probably when I was about 5. So I spent about 5 years in Australia and moved back to New Zealand.
When you talk about this track, one racer that's had a pretty strong history here is Mario Andretti. He's now in the wine business. Do you see yourself going into the wine business at all?
If there's money to be made in it, for sure. I wouldn't be in the wine business any other way than that. Okay.
Growing up in New Zealand, then, did you ever dream of playing for the New Zealand All Blacks?
No. Look at me, man. I'm too small. I went to school with some of my close mates at school. Ended up trying out for them, and they were much bigger than me and definitely a lot more aggressive than me, so it wouldn't happen.
Are you a big fan of Flight of the Conchords?
I've seen some of it, and I think it's fantastic. And the second season, I think, it's just started, right? I haven't seen it.
They're filming it now because of the writer's strike. It'll be coming out. It'll be a little while yet.
I'll be looking forward to that, for sure. No, it's a great series.
Having seen that series, any chance that Murray could end up being your manager?
Definitely not. There's no similarity. I've had that, is that really what New Zealand people are like? No, come on. Murray, well, no.
All righty, well, thanks much. Good luck in Indy, and good luck here in Milwaukee.